Hi, welcome to Let's Play the Stanley Parable, Part 1. And let's get started, because this game is pretty much straightforward, I believe. And it's never the end, it's never the end, it's loading any. Hmm. Well, my screen's frozen for some reason. Well, that just because the game's loading.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Although that doesn't really do much to the video.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
One of you can stay in here for a certain amount of time and something would happen. Let's see. Yeah. This is entertaining. I think one of these days, not now, I'll probably leave myself in here and see if it does anything for a certain amount of time. Yeah, I'll leave it here and myself in here for an hour and see if that causes it to do something.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oops, maybe I shouldn't have turned that off.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
These doorknobs, well, door handles. Wonder why that hallway has brick walls. Well, and it looks like a utility area. Oops.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
No, it's built all over the floor.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I know some of this game because I've seen playthroughs already of this. I know if you don't go with what the voice says, you can have a bunch of different outcomes. So, you know what? We're gonna go against the
This was
guy
not the correct way to the meeting
and go
room,
with it.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I would get a drink, but it won't let me.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Well, too bad for them then. Look at that.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue.
That is pretty.
When a long time
So
passed
pretty.
and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Fifth annual subcommunities meeting of Eternal Revenue Analysts for Committees of the World Revenue Discussions Club. Well then. No, we'll go.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
I could, but no. Let's go in here.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Apparently you said that was good at this job, so I don't want to hear. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Who would jump off the cargo lift? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death. Would it be the same if it was not in motion? I don't know.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
What?
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Dun, dun, dun.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Hey, look, we're back here again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
He didn't finish what he was saying the first time. Invalid input. So, feels like there should be something for that. There you go.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
How do you know? Be my Valentine.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, we'll continue this way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Or maybe we want a drink.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, we'll continue.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie. If you're lying right now, stop.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Oh.
Really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
I don't know.
Chance.
This sign says danger everywhere. You might be dangerous.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I like blue more.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
The blue door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, I mean this door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
No.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Then why would you build
rooms,
it?
Exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Nope.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Different.
Of course. A 3. Really. Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes?
Maybe.
Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Hey, look at that. Well then. Wait a second. Wow, then. I don't think that's how it's supposed to be.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
There's 5 doors or 1 doors?
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
And there goes the frame rates.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
God, that is annoying. I have to look online, see if somebody actually spent 4 hours doing this. I can't let the baby burn and get hurt. That would just be terrible. But that noise is annoying. Alright, bye baby.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
And my frame rates go again.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley.
I don't know, maybe I could jump.
Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here.
Oh, hey.
See,
There you go.
what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything.
Sparkle,
yes,
sparkle.
Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining. Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light? Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Aww. I was having fun with that.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Now test sequence. Portal. Oh, whoops. Let's take my music with me. Where is it? Okay.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius.
Alright, let's go.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games.
My radio!
And I highly doubt you're any wiser for...
What the hell? Well then. So no way to go forward from here. Besides down. I don't really want to go down yet. I guess so. Let's go down. We can go that way, or... No, it's only that way. Alright. Okay. What if he used the keyboard so much that his sounds are just keyboard sounds now? Okay.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait. How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Is it really what he wanted? Aha! I get it now.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Okay. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
The blue door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
It's a little ominous. I mean, it's a completely pitch black room. I don't know if I should trust it. Now why not?
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here.
Well then.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
He feels happy. Should I ruin it for him? Man, can. Look at all those pretty lights. Anything else supposed to happen? Well, like I said, nobody can stay happy forever. But I might stay in that room on play through and see what happens, and if anything interesting happens, I'll record it. But
no, wait, where are you going? Right, where were we? Oh no, stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
All of it? What is it, though?
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here. No. What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You are going to stay here, aren't you?
I don't know. I could stay here. But what I get out of it? You know? Does he get to say anything else? Is that it?
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
I think the dying part. So does it just restart itself? Looks like it kind of does. Sorry, ominous voice in my head, but I had to keep it going. I guess it's just time to die.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
But why does it end up like that? Oh well. Sorry, voice, but this video has to end at some point. This has to happen.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No!
Hey, I'm alive.
Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Alright, well, I'll stop moving. Yeah, no. Stuck it in here. Sorry. Sorry, voice in my
Stanley,
head.
go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
There's nothing that good can come from that either.
No. What do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
He makes me
Yes.
feel sad.
Perhaps you
Feels
can.
bad.
Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see. You'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you? No, perhaps not. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
No.
You're literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know. Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
Maybe I'm
I
just
wanted us to
teasing.
be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I wish I still thought that was possible.
It makes something happen in here, so I don't have to just stand in here. Nothing? No.
Is it over?
Oh.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Okay. Well, that's enough of the Stanley Parable for now. If you want to see more, leave a comment. I'll try to investigate the other endings and see what clicking on my computer apparently by looks at it 5 times will do. That has the input in it, and we'll go from there. But as always, have a good day, good night, good evening, good whatever, and see you guys later.